Greetings and welcome to the Dr. J Vlog series. It is Friday, May 16th, 2025, and on Fridays we talk about human behavior and justifications. And forgive me, a little self-indulgent, but today's my 63rd birthday. So if you haven't done so already, a great birthday gift would be to smash like and subscribe. Maybe get somebody else to join in as well. And then before I go any further today, I have a major announcement that I will be making. And it's actually, and I'm not exaggerating, a life-changing announcement. And so if you're interested, I'll tune in tomorrow. FYI, it's directly related to yesterday's vlog and to today's vlog as well. But I'm going to be going public with the whole shebang tomorrow. So you got to tune in. And I promise you, you won't regret it. But in the interim, here's today's question. Have you ever thought about trying to do something really challenging or something that you thought to yourself might be almost impossible to do? What might drive you to take on something where the rational part of your brain is saying, do you really want to try to do that? Isn't that kind of foolhardy? Isn't that impossible? Well, to be clear up front, there are certainly different kinds of challenges, and I break them down into four broad categories: the intellectual, emotional, interpersonal, and physical challenges. So the intellectual challenges are those, of course, that tax us mentally or require extraordinary mental effort to overcome knowledge barriers, like learning a new language or getting one's degree. And of course, there are many other types of intellectual problems you might want to try to tackle as well. Emotional challenges are those that involve overcoming fear and trauma, dealing with loss or overcoming grief, or somehow improving your self-esteem or changing something fundamental about yourself to enhance your well-being. Interpersonal challenges would be those that involve figuring out how to resolve long-standing disputes or significant conflicts with someone else, or changing the dynamics of a relationship or how you interact with people in general. In terms of physical challenges, I'm sure many of us find it interesting to set some physical goals, perhaps from time to time, maybe related to an activity that we enjoy, maybe related to getting more fit, maybe sometimes in regard to weight loss challenges, that sort of thing. But there are all sorts of different specific things where we try to set some kind of goal or we have some aspiration. And there can be a number of areas in which we might aspire to achieve a PB or a personal best. So the question then is, well, in general, why do people consider the possibility of pursuing these really tough or seemingly almost impossible challenges? In the first place, of course, it might be necessary. We might not have a choice in the matter. Fate might challenge us quite unexpectedly. I remember reading a book titled Alive by Piers Paul Reed when I was a young teenager, and it recounted the story of the Uruguayan rugby team who was flying to Peru, I believe, and they crashed in the Andes Mountains. And as a result of that crash, most of the people died, but about 16 actually survived the crash. And so, of course, they're hoping to be rescued. But the rescue teams never came and ended up having to figure out basically how to survive in these frigid conditions and with almost no supplies for more than 2 months. And as a result of that, by the way, in part, as part of the story, and apparently this is real, they had to resort to some cannibalism. So anyway, I won't go on further about that, but they've made a couple of movies about this as well. Most recently, one that I saw on Netflix called Society in the Snow. It's actually pretty good. But again, this is a situation that none of us would want to have to endure, but of course they had no choice. So apart from necessity, there are a range of other possible reasons, one of which I've already hinted at, and I'm sure that we all know. Just the idea of challenging ourselves, trying to push ourselves to our limits or establish new limits, perhaps. That might be the driving force. If we face what seems like an impossible challenge, that can force us to explore new capabilities and discover perhaps hidden strengths that we didn't even know we had. And indeed, challenging ourselves to do the impossible helps us, forces us, if you will, to step outside of our comfort zones. And each time we do that, we give ourselves a chance for personal growth. And to be honest, we really do need to challenge ourselves, no matter what the sphere, at least if we hope to grow. If we only play it safe, if we only stay within our comfort zones, then that's about as far as we're ever going to be able to go. That's all we'll ever know. And as a related benefit, there's that special sense of accomplishment that we get if we can achieve that really challenging task. But of course, by the same token, we may not succeed. And that's okay too. Even if you don't fully realize a goal, the effort and the learning gained along the way can be reward enough, can be incredibly valuable. And plus, we usually build resilience and enhance our understanding of ourselves. So there's still benefits no matter what the outcome. Personally, I just deeply value the effort, no matter what the outcome. I think of Jack Nicholson and as McMurphy in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And he sets out this audacious goal. Well, let's just have a quick look at it, shall we? I love this little scene. I love so much about that movie, but...
Mac, no, nobody could ever lift that thing.
Get out of my way, son. You're using my oxygen, you know what I mean?
Giving up?
No, just warming up. Warming up. This will be the one. All right, baby. Come on. But I tried, didn't I? God damn it. At least I did that.
Yeah, that's the point. At least he tried. Okay, so it's okay to fail. I mean, I say that, I sing in one of my songs, in fact. I think it's a gift to have, quote, the strength and the courage to learn how to fail, end quote. Well, and so beyond that, sometimes the very act of tackling a seemingly impossible task then can unlock a hidden motivation, further driving us to persevere and to try to succeed. There may be unexpected benefits to the efforts that we didn't even anticipate. And in many cases, we might identify something greater than ourselves that might be driving or motivating us. Think of all the possibilities of doing things that can benefit others or that lead to something innovative that might be helpful down the road. Anyway, there are many reasons, rationales, and justifications to dream the impossible dream. Love that song. And then to try to make that dream a reality. I actually got to see Man of La Mancha some years ago with the late Raul Julia and Sheena Easton. So that was a pretty cool musical that I got to see live on the stage. But yeah, to dream that impossible dream. So tune in tomorrow, and I'll be making an audacious announcement about one such impossible dream. Something that's never been done before. But again, that doesn't mean that it can't be done. So until tomorrow, as ever, may you and yours continue to create peace in your lives, nurture love in your hearts, and dole out hugs in abundance. And I hope to see you then. Big news coming.